So we've touched on it here a few times already on the channel in the last few months, but Delta Force Hawk Ops is finally going to be playable here later this upcoming week for a PC alpha test. So while not every platform will be available, as the game will be available on PlayStation and Xbox later on down the line, there is going to be time to try it out for yourself in the first public test. Everything else to date has been closed, localized tests with invite-only or random openings available for people to play at certain locations, minus the recent tech test over in the UK. But today, I want to run down everything you need to know about Delta Force Hawk Ops and the upcoming PC alpha, so that if you're interested in the game and trying it out for yourself in the comfort of your own home and at your own setup, you can. Drop your thoughts as we go along, drop a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Delta Force coverage along with other FPS content. But for now, let's jump into all that you should know. So firstly, when is the Delta Force PC alpha? Officially, this larger scale PC alpha begins this Tuesday, August 6th. Recently, there was that closed invite-only technical test in the UK, but for a large chunk of the world, the PC alpha is your first chance. If you were part of that technical test in the UK and parts of Europe, you'll automatically receive access to the PC alpha as well. But when we mention for a large portion of the world, what does that actually entail? What regions will be available to access Delta Force Hawk Ops? Well, it's going to be PC-focused test for North America and Europe, including the UK, Germany, France, Spain, Austria, Ukraine, Switzerland, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Italy, Poland, and the Czech Republic, with languages supported of English, French, German, Spanish, and Russian. So a lot of the bases covered there with that, but of course not the entire world. But a lot of hands-on time can be had, but only for PC with this initial alpha test. That's the only platform of availability as of this particular test. That also means that keyboard and mouse is the only input supported, with controller support coming in the future, but again, not for this test. Now, you're going to be able to play this from either their official launcher or through Steam. But there's a few things to note for that affect cross-play and sort of cross-progression if you're playing with someone or want to play with someone between both of those launchers. Number one, if you receive access on Steam, you cannot play on the official launcher version yourself. One does not grant you access to the other. Now, if you end up getting access to both, you can, of course, play however you want, though the cross progression won't be there for this PC alpha test. And if you want to play with your friends who are maybe on the official launcher and you're on Steam or vice versa, you can play with them if you're in the same region, i.e., NA to NA, EU to EU. But if you're on NA to EU or vice versa, it won't be supported in this playtest. As for how you gain access to this PC alpha, there are 3 ways to gain access as of right now. Number one, from their official website, you can visit deltaforce.com and fill out the player survey on their front page, and those who are selected for participation should receive confirmation within 24 hours of the test beginning. So it's kind of almost like a random lottery, but it seems like it will be a lot more than just something like a closed technical test or something that's a usually smaller scale. So that's one way to do it. You can end up opting into the Steam playtest feature, where you can visit Delta Force Hawk Ops on Steam and check out the playtest option, or you can end up taking part in community giveaways or Twitch drops by watching broadcasters with it enabled. Steam keys will drop from those, but again, those are a bit more randomized, a bit more sort of luck-based if you're following the giveaways, but that's how you can end up gaining access to this. And finally, when we talk about the sort of prerequisites here for this, talking about jumping into the actual playtest itself, since it's on PC, what's the minimum system requirements you need to end up playing this? We need Windows 10 64-bit, an Intel Core i3-4150 or AMD FX 6300, 12 gigs of memory, a GTX 960, R9 380 or A380 graphics card, 2 gigabytes of VRAM, 50 gigs of hard drive space, and DirectX 12. So honestly, very little is needed for this. For context, I went to Summer Game Fest a month or two ago to try out the game, and when I was chatting with the devs, they mentioned the game was currently at that event running on laptops, not full PC rigs, and the thing was playing pretty well. So it seems nice that we're going to be able to play this regardless of what your PC build may be. Like, for further context, for anyone who doesn't follow too much of like tech specs like that, i3 processors are from 2010, and the laptops with them currently today are like $200, and the GTX 900 series is from 2014. So if you've got anything from then on, it's very likely you're good to go. But let's talk about some of the content coming to the game's alpha. Of course, what you can jump in and experience as of this alpha alpha and what you have on offer from, again, the comfort of your own home. This includes both the game's primary multiplayer game modes, the multiplayer, not the Black Hawk Down remaster. That's not included in this test at all. So you're going to have Hazard Operations and Havoc Warfare. Now, they detailed a little bit about what was coming for each of those game modes. Hazard Operations is your DMZ-like extraction mode, where they said they're going to feature 2 maps from Hazard Operations, with a third one planned later on into the test, with a, quote, many more in the full release. So you're going to have at least 2 here available, and then a third at some point a little later on down the line. There is no specified end date just yet for this PC alpha, so it could be something that comes that weekend following the launch. It could be 2 weeks after, it could be a month or 2 months after the start of that PC alpha, but right now there's just no ETA on that. But Havoc Warfare, your sort of traditional multiplayer systems, where it's more so in line with Battlefield large-scale combat, 32v32, 4-man squads, and things like that, the PC alpha will only feature 2 Havoc Warfare maps, with many more expected for release. So it's interesting because it is something that I think tries to take aim as a sort of whole offering for gameplay at things like COD and Battlefield, COD in that ground war sense, Battlefield and just the mainline multiplayer experience, but also taking aim at things like DMZ as that extraction mode. But Hazard Operations seems like it's going to be getting a little bit more attention here with this PC alpha, which is interesting. Anyways, though, you're also going to see in this PC alpha the Gunsmith system, where it's described over 40 weapons from the full version of Delta Force Hawk Ops will be available to try out during the PC alpha test. Not only that, but players have the extensive Gunsmith system, allowing for customization of many aspects of your firings, handling, and design. And for my playtest at Summer Games Fest, it was something that was a very comprehensive, very in-depth system here in regards to what you could do in terms of building your weapon with tons of attachments available on offer. Operators, you're going to see this be a part of the Global Threat Initiative, as they describe it, where it's operators like you'd kind of expect them to be, each having their own unique ability bringing to the table and offering something for the playing experience. You have Kai Silva, Royce Mi, Luna Chen, Terry Musa, Wang Yuhao, and Mai Ziowen, each offering up individual and unique attributes to the gameplay experience that can help you individually and your team as a whole. So that's a little bit about what to expect for the game's content with the alpha, but then kind of going outside of the alpha, sort of the extending arm from the alpha to maybe something else. Will any progress carry forward after the PC alpha? The simple answer is no. The PC alpha test, unfortunately, represents a work in progress build of the game, as they stated, so progress will not be compatible with any further test pre-launch or, of course, as specifically stated, the release version of the game. So as with what you've seen with most betas in the past here on the channel, things like Call of Duty, the X-Defiant betas, that stuff isn't going to transfer over to the full game. So what you play is an independent, separate bubble in time, so enjoy it for what it is, try everything out, because it's not going to hurt any sort of stats if you care about that stuff later on down the line. Just try it out and don't worry too much about anything in particular, because nothing carries over. And finally, the last thing we'll touch on is that right now there is no end date listed for the alpha, so it may be going for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, could be going for a while, but we just don't have any confirmation just yet on what that will entail. So again, jump in while you have the opportunity, if you have the opportunity, and check it out for yourself. But for now, that's where we're going to wrap it up. That's everything you need to know about the alpha upcoming here this upcoming Tuesday on the 6th. We'll keep you posted with more content and coverage of it, to give you more first-hand impressions and stuff like that, maybe some breakdowns and tutorials for how things will work. But anyways, just wanted to fill you guys in here and give you a little bit of sort of prep for what's upcoming next week. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of Delta Force Hawk Ops? Are you looking forward to jumping in for yourself? Are you waiting out for the console version, PlayStation and Xbox, when they may have a playtest? Let me know down below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, if you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Delta Force and other FPS coverage. It's August, so that means that Black Ops 6 month is upon us here, with all the reveals coming later on in the month. So I'd love to have in the community for that kind of stuff as well. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name's Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.